that Wi-Fi together, son. Here we go again. You ready? We going with it. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good, man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family, man. You made it. I'm happy you here. In the words of Hove and that girl 6, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. My name is Six Path Dice. On this channel, we do work. We sacrifice. We have uncomfortable conversations. But most importantly, we doing the goddamn work. And I'm here to support you. I'm just a man, you feel me, who gave himself a few jobs. One of my jobs is to help you improve your relationships to people, places, and things. And I want to support you in your spiritual walk, whatever that is. Because everything is a spiritual journey. You can't make good decisions without good faith. And ultimately, I'm here for you. I'm here to help y'all grow the fuck up. My name is Six Path Dice. One quick shout out to the time I was broke up in the bitch. Being broke make me sick, got a cure for this shit. Fresh car fish in my chops, this bitch want you to know. Go back and forth with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold, I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in, yo. I don't fuck with Molly no more neither. I'm at the block party with the glow like Easter. I think I was fucking with you out of convenience. These days I'll be calling my son the black genius. Know me when I was younger, know me now and I'm older. Being on my own, what made me an owner? Still getting money where the weather is colder. Shit, I'm not over, got this bitch coming over. What good is the army? You don't use your shoulders. Pressure ain't for hip and swap, make our shoulders. A poor when it comes to talking like a rich nigga. You scared to be yourself, that's why you a bitch, nigga. Don't worry about the girl seeing in my DM. Don't you worry about if I see you in the PM. Might be the reason that I ain't so stressed. I used to be a pleaser. I'm the one to impress. I said dedicated, I raised mine, I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken than the bitch. Being brought, making sick, got a cure for this shit. Fresh car fish in my chops, this bitch want you to know. Go back and forth with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold, I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in caffeine and CAC, add the black seed with the CBD. Had boss for years like Chi Ali. Get a Kanye beat before you get by me. Hey yo, it's about brotherhood. Roll through your brotherhood, contract on you. I make sure your mother good. Long time pussy come from long time thinking. Don't treat no bitch like she the queen of England. Sack something like King George without blinking. Shout out to the years now I'm no longer waking. Being broke is a disease and I'm strong as an ox. I pray for my prey. Give food to the ops. Don't die your block. Buy back the block. It's a large picture. She crop a top. I had to get away. Don't stand the fuck up and man the fuck up. Romantic tough love. Making my exit telling the one love. Can't put it in words. I sound like Young Thug. Toxic love will make a miss me a bunch. I master art, not doing too much. As you look at for the jaws and be fucking it up. With my do-rag long nigga, enough is enough. Black excellence, opulence, decadence. Smoking on a luxury strain. This shit is elegant. Dedicated, I raised mine, I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken than a bitch. Being broke with shit, got a cure for this shit. Fresh car fish in my choppers, bitch, want you to know. Go back and forth with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold. I've been covered in gold.
I want your butt. If you love me, let me get your butt.
Doing the show, man. There we go. One more. Bring it back. My bad. Why I had to go. Yeah, I still love. One more. I hope you know. Yes. Say the truth. We were never meant to be. Sorry I had to leave. Sorry I had to leave. Man, power comes from not giving a fuck. Oh, if I represented my baby nut, if you bust divine feminine touch, divine masculine lust, being my masculine friend, I ain't doing too much. What you mean I ain't built shit? I built this whole country, leaving notes to my mirror saying, why don't you love me? Fucking 50-50, should have known you was bugging. Good men aren't kings, so let me know if we fucking, let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you, ooh. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. I said, I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you, ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. Y'all cool with fit, and I'm fair with the truth. I said, zone, give me some rum, I'm getting loose. Ooh, feeling wiggly as the crackhead tooth. I said, girl, don't touch, I said, just let me produce. It's the space you take up, I'm lies you make up. Yeah, I'm with you when you wake up, we fucking with no makeup. I do this in remembrance, so I remember when, yeah. This is when I lost my innocence, 32 years to find my path. For my son, I cut the time in half, so at 16, I'm smoking our first blunt together. It's a 6-pack, yeah, baby, daddy can never. I say power to them people, bitch, I'm about to do maintenance. You still wanna be your nigga, you still wanna be famous. If the kid that ain't kitten, them licks that keep licking, you ain't clumsy like Fergie, my nigga, so stop tripping. The moments that we're giving, the moment it start clicking, seem like a good time to rhyme something with bitches. Well, in fact, the friction shoe when a bra, so friction, you don't know me no more, and don't you fucking forget. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you, ooh. You don't know me. Say who loves you, ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. I said, I hate you so much right now. I know you shine like a diamond, cause there's diamonds in your mouth. Know you shine like a diamond, cause I put diamonds in your mouth. And I can even hear the beauty of you cussing me out. I used to want your life, but I don't need your life. I never met my wife, but yo, I love my wife. And yo, I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. Me and these kings be warring for nothing important. I got bitches in warring all the way on the orange. I made a kingdom in my heart, so now my aura is orange. Bros are pouring. I mean, Voltron form and I say power to the people, bitch. I'm about to do maintenance. Used to want to be your nigga. Used to want to be famous. I used to want a life that was better than yours. I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. I'm Shane. Yeah. Shane.
Go! New size. I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
We here, man. I really shouldn't be doing this show, man. I'm working way too hard in these actual streets. But listen, I still gotta feed the streets. So listen, man. Welcome to 6-Pack TV. If you don't know, man, listen. Before we get into the genre, we always go ahead and start with a little song. So depending on how that shit came out and everything, I'm gonna include that in the whole version of this video, man. But we're gonna get into again. Masculinity, especially black masculinity and black masculine thought, is under attack once again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Get your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
I'm trying to get this body. So we're gonna discuss a little more of this Shannon Sharp story. Then we're gonna get into this Kanye joint. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty short. We're gonna react to a clip from Academics. You know what I mean? The Academics is on point when it comes to the current events. You know what I mean? Like, I really gotta give the man his props. He's from Jersey as well, so I gotta make sure I shout him out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You feel me?
Get your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas always gotta show they teeth.
Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, motherfucking GOAT, nigga. So anyway, we're gonna get into that, and we're gonna get into. I want to so with Shannon Sharp, what I want to discuss is the narrative of basically that's what you get for dealing with them white girls. You need to be over here with your original master. I'm your master. She ain't your master. I'm your master. I want to get into that narrative and the whole basically that's what you get, or it's like it's between that and the whole the age gap being more. It's not really basically the subject of the age gap and what the issue really is, and so we're gonna get into that. But as far as Kanye, we're gonna be kind of talking about what we can learn is the value of free thought. and your life is like a path. Pardon. And that path can be straight, it can be windy, but it is a path, right? And it's up to you how you travel on that path. Depending on who's with you, if you have someone who's actually like, let's say you're on the path trying to get somewhere, and you have someone who's constantly stopping and saying, "Why do we have to keep walking? Can we just stop walking? Can we stop walking? Listen, why do we have to walk all the time? Can we just stop and have a picnic? Or can you listen? I have to throw up again. I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like all types of shit. You would never get anywhere. I know it's not the best analogy, but just ride with me. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Little ninja, I see you, little crusty ninja.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Relax. But the whole point is what I'm saying is that if you have someone around you, whether or not they're actually coming up with or devising any kind of scheme, some kind of because when your imagination runs wild, that's why you gotta check your imagination. Because sometimes when you don't know what someone's thinking, you start making shit up and creating storylines because the human brain can't help but to do that, especially if your emotions are involved. The worst thing you can ever do is think about why someone doesn't like you or something you're doing. That's something different if you've done them wrong or you lied or y'all have some kind of conflict going on. But you can never work unless that person is saying they don't like you or showing. You can never get caught up in what's on someone else's heart because you're not in control of that unless you're doing wrong out there. But if you're on my channel, you're gonna do better. You can do better. I think you can. I think you can.
That's my shit playing. That shit is hot. Push back line.
So, I don't want to keep y'all waiting, man. So, with this situation right here, what you gonna see? No, my bad. I'm sorry. The grand point I wanted to get to was how black men surround themselves with haters. Black men always got a hater in the midst, man. If you were at all outstanding, it's always a hater. And so listen. Sometimes a nigga can bring the hater out of you. No one is above this demon, all right? Bad places, those are demons. Okay? And you invite like you know what demon y'all all be getting caught up with? The sugar demon. Listen, the sugar demon, I gotta cast this nigga out. Because when you do certain things, the sugar demon is like, well, you ate a lot of them cookies. You must want me to be here. So everything that comes along with me in this goddamn sugar, the more you have, I'm assuming you want this whole thing. It's like the liquor. They call it spirits for a reason. What happens? The more you engage with alcohol in the way that where you don't recognize it that it's poisoning you, the more it takes over your life. It's like a demon because it takes a hold of you and you lose control of yourself. And you're not able to act in your best interest. That's crazy. So, can never get caught up in shit like that. But anywho, what Ag is talking about is basically the support that Shannon Sharp should be getting given his relationship with Stephen A. Smith. We're going to go ahead and bring it back, and let's go ahead and hear Ag.
When that woman came out against Jay-Z and Rock Nation, Stephen A. Smith vehemently said that woman was not telling the truth and actually defended. Remember that. Defended Jay-Z. But a nigga he do a show with all the time. A nigga who is, that's Uncle Shay Shay. The unmitigatable. When it came time for you, he don't like how you handled it. Just remember that. Maybe he just knows Jay-Z better than you. I would probably guess no. When that woman came out against Jay-Z and Rock Nation, Stephen A. Smith vehemently said that woman was not telling the truth and actually defended. Remember that. defended Jay-Z. But a nigga he do a show with all the time. A nigga who is, that's Uncle Shay Shay. Yo, mitigatable. When it came time for you, he don't like how you handled it. Just remember that.
First and foremost, let's go ahead and get into that, right? Black man, you black men out there, and also maybe, okay, listen, if you're not black watching, welcome. Okay, it's not only for, like, Negroes and whatnot. If you can get something out of it, I want you to get something out of it too. But let me explain something to you. Black men and men in particular, especially when you are masculine, because when you're masculine, you are more benevolent. Benevolent. I can't say that word, but you don't look to make bad things happen. So what men have realized over the course of time is that being more peaceful leads to longer and healthier lives, right? And if you think about it, for the most part, human beings are not really. They can be confrontational, but nowhere near as confrontational as we could be, right? And which is one of the reasons why a lot of human beings have pent up aggression, and that's why human beings love to grasp onto any opportunity to shit on someone, i.e. the 7-Eleven person. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. So, and we saw, like I said, I pointed out, we saw the Drake and Kendrick thing, because again, you got to realize, when you're doing well, you are someone's Goliath. The David and Goliath story is a very one-sided story, because you got to realize that, like, this person was very important to that community, to the armed forces they had. You know what I'm saying? You know how fly it is to say, nigga, I got a giant. What the fuck, nigga? What's good?
Your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
I got a giant. What do you have? You got trolls, nigga? You got Shreks? Tell you something. There was a lot of people who fuck with Goliath over there. You feel me? And listen, Goliath was tall. He was swollen shit. You know the bitches love Goliath. Goliath had mad hoes. You feel me? But in that story, King David is the one who wins because he's a smaller person and he's managed to somehow topple this giant, even though this giant is stronger and better and more efficient in every way. But in real life, King David David does not doesn't beat Goliath with a fucking slingshot. First of all, the rock you going through, I don't know. No. But that stories like that, people like that. They like the kind of story because they like the idea that, excuse me, even though I don't have all the advantages, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But sometimes what it does is it makes you have less appreciation for people who are amazing at what they do. And when you do that, you're not able to, for one, learn from that person effectively. I wasn't able to like really start coming down once I really understood and respected how people who take really good care of themselves, how they eat, and stop saying, well, I'm not going to do that. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, yeah, nigga, that's why you don't have the same results, because you're not doing all that, or you don't want to do all that. No, in order to have amazing results or above average results, you have to be willing to do above average work. All right, you have to be willing to work at something tirelessly every single day. My nigga, I work at this content shit every day. I need to be putting in more hours. I can't wait till I have more time. I can't wait to start making more money so I can put way more time into my content. I can't wait till this is all I'm doing. I got so many ideas to give y'all. You feel me? I'm gonna be doing this hyperbolic time chamber like rap shit, where I'm about to give like mad concept. But what I want to be doing is performing those albums. You know what I'm saying, and giving y'all visuals like that to start off with, so that it fits. You know what I'm saying? It's like an episode you're listening to. But anyway, I want to get close to that. But anyhow, but going back to the whole aspect of how black men are always around a hater. So, Ag is making a really valid point. You have a relationship with this man, and in moments like this, black men don't be surprised. Don't overlook this shit. This is hate. This is someone who is preying on your downfall, because you got to realize that Shannon Sharp is doing everything that Skip can do. Skip is not charismatic enough, you know what I'm saying? And Skip does not have the same on camera presence and appeal that Shannon does. All right, black man always the prize. You gotta understand. Like, listen, when you in shape, you know what I'm saying, and you look, especially with Shannon being a whole senior, Shannon the whole senior out here. You know what I mean? Shannon is really living his best life. And it wasn't until I got older I realized like how much people hate on an older dude who can bag young women, or he can get young women or get access to young women. And Angry Man was making a good point the other day, earlier today, when he was talking about the same thing. He was saying there's never been a time in the history of men where older men, he didn't specify in saying, you know, older wealthy men, but just in general, where older men didn't date young women or weren't married to young women. Right. And I remember I was saying like, yo, my grandfather was about 17 years older, like about almost 20 years older than my grandmother, when they got married. You know, and my grandmother describes him as, TK was still in his prime. TK was, extremely strong, and he was, because my grandfather was in his 40s when they had got together. And with that, you know what I'm saying, grandma never had to pay no bills. You know what I'm saying? She never you never had to worry about where she was gonna live at. She never had to live in no really bad area. Okay. Before that, my grandmother from the projects in Brooklyn. All right. So my grandfather had her out here in New Jersey in a house. All right. We grew up in a house. My grandfather did that. You understand? My grandmother was able to really, she always talks about how like she didn't have to go to work. She chose to get a job. And it was the best thing that she could have did, because she had that good job, and that's one of those examples how when you do something and you do the right thing, how that can benefit your family for generations, because a lot of us have perhaps worked at the job that she worked at. You know what I'm saying? Like my aunt, like two of my aunts, my uncle-in-law, myself. I feel like it's one more. You know what I mean? But that helped us, know this is a good decision. I know that I should go here, and I'm glad I did. But anywho, but going back to the hater that's in your bed and the hater that's in your circle, right? And who knows? Maybe Shannon knows that he a hater. But I ain't gonna lie. Look at Stephen A. Smith. He do have the face and the hairline of a hater. You gotta realize this is what niggas don't be wanting to admit. Not all dudes who ain't that handsome can deal with not having that kind of appeal. Stephen A. Smith comes across as someone that where he knows that he doesn't really have like physical appeal. Like, he's one of the kind of niggas, you know how like with Jim Jones, no matter what Jim Jones do, he gonna always have a scruffy look. Like, you can't clean Jim Jones up. I don't know why. You just can't. If you put Jim Jones in a suit and shave his face and give him a hair, somehow, one way or another, I just feel like the haircut, everything would just morph. Or it just would still be scruff. Or still be and all that, right? But it's the same thing with Stephen A. Smith. There's nothing you can do to make this nigga physically appealing, especially for a talk show. You know what I mean? I'll tell you something. And again, and he not in bad shape, and ain't not really wrong with the nigga. He just not. He doesn't have that kind of appeal. All right, and so yeah, man, that shit is nasty work. So let's go ahead and play that next drawing from let's see what Mace got to say.
Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharp like he stood with Jay-Z. When he heard about Jay-Z, he said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to Shannon, he was like, I wasn't there.
In a nutshell, yeah.
I gotta keep it static, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither. Word, you wasn't there for Jay-Z. You were not there for Jay-Z, but you went out on a limb because of the character of guy you know. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. I'm saying I would have thought that the same standard would be.
Now let me speak a little bit more to this. Let's call a spade a spade. You see, everybody, this is why I say all these motherfuckers phony. This is why you got no friends in this industry. People are always trying to judge a situation, wondering if you're completely done.
Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon.
On the other hand,
when his legal team issued out the press release on X yesterday, and they spoke about, they mentioned her name, and they revealed some of those explicit text messages. That was uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's a strategy that would work. One of the hardest things in the world.
Yo, not you hearing him like moving the spit around his mouth while you talking.
All of us to do is to just lay low and be quiet. And let our legal team do it. And we don't always know whether or not that's the right thing to do. On the other hand, when his legal team issued out the press release on X.
Yeah, man, that's definitely the hairline of a hater. All right, he has a hater hairline. I don't know if you can see it now. Maybe I make it a little bigger. Pause. Yeah, that's a hater's hairline. That hater showed up with his hairline. He got through by a hair's breadth. I can still hear his breath. It's nasty work, King. I also wanted to show something else. I thought it was kind of interesting. This clip from when Shannon Sharp had, Cat Williams on there.
Other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth. The truth. I don't want to get with a white woman because I was scared. She might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth. The truth. I don't want to get with a white woman because...
So, look, I wanted to build on this real quick because I feel like to a certain degree, this is one of those things where it's a little bit like Jaguar right way. He's making a point of something that's more likely to happen based off the history of black men and white, or just black people and white folks in general, right? And us living in a country where, yes, if we're in a court of law, a white person, you as a black person, you do have the fear of like, how can I beat a white person in court? Much less how can a black man beat a white woman in court? You know what I mean? And that's kind of what that whole case was about. This wasn't a situation where this woman was being held against her will, where he's stalking her and all this type of shit. They are a couple that had an altercation. Okay? And this dude is seen on camera running away, running down the street, and somehow he still loses everything. It's like one of these things where we live in a climate where that's how easily within one night a woman could just take everything away from you, because if you wasn't around this woman, it's going to happen. But the thing is, and what we see, even with the Shannon Sharp situation, is we have created a world where, no, you're right, we are not equal. A man, there's nothing a man could do. If a woman's like a millionaire, let's say a woman that's as successful as Shannon Sharp, there's nothing a man could do to end her career almost overnight. Nothing a man could do. It couldn't it couldn't be anything like this. Like what Shannon Sharp is going through, it's the shit barely even makes sense. I think what's making him look crazy is the fact that he did offer money. But I listened to what Coach Greg Adams had to say about it. He made a really good point about, you can't beat no white girl in court. Ain't nobody going to judge that shit fairly. And not only that, y'all niggas used to seeing Shannon Sharp on TV. And seeing him sitting down. Shannon Sharp, he's a football player. You ever seen a football player in real life?
Your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
Maybe you haven't. Hold on, I gotta call my son. Hold on. My bad. I had to call my son. Yeah, man. So but women, I'll be feeling like y'all really don't be knowing how bad this is, bro. Stuff like this is really bad for y'all fam, like especially for the black women. You got to realize what people are not understanding is that men are already not dating. When men see this kind of thing happen, and what women will do is try to gaslight you and make you think that, oh well, you don't have to worry about anything like this because you're not as rich as Shannon Sharp. Nah, no nigga ain't about that. That's like me saying, oh well, you ugly, so I mean it's not really a big deal if somebody essays you. You know how cold that would be to say that to you. To say, oh well, you're not as pretty as, I don't know. Let's say Meg Thee Stallion was essayed and whatnot, and someone says, "Oh my God, that's terrible." And I say to you, "What you worried about that for?" I'm like, "Who's going to essay you? Like nobody wants you." Or again, like I said, like you don't look good. Why would that be a problem? You should be happy to be essayed. That would sound crazy. That would sound ridiculous because it will be a bad thing happening to you. That's the whole point. Women try to gaslight men into thinking that because you're not as rich as this other person, that you shouldn't be talking about that or be afraid of losing anything. Who do you think is in court all the time? The average person is in court, not a Shannon Sharp. Y'all watch too much fucking reality TV. Watching people on reality TV pretend to have money really influence women to behave like these people. They're all broke. Because if you really get money, why are you on reality TV? You went out, man. Listen, shit, I ain't nowhere near where I want to be at. Can't imagine wanting a whole crew following me around just to follow me around. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Your body. If you love me, let me.
Niggas always gotta show they teeth.
Man, I gotta cut this joint short. You know what? We're gonna just stop it right here, man. Yeah, them niggas is haters. And like I was saying before, another point I was gonna say about the thing with Cat Williams is, if you've been around enough crazy people, you know when somebody kind of just talking. I mean, and to a certain degree, I kind of feel like these are all bars that he was going to get off regardless. You gotta realize when you deal with a performer is able to perform anything. At any time, a performer is able to get into a character and get into a whole like scene. And one of the reasons why the interview goes so well is because he treats it like a scene. It's like an actual journey. Like I loved how Dennis Sperling broke down that interview, and he called it it's like basically like two titans, two men who are at the top of their game, who've had illustrious careers, sitting down and having a conversation, and the interview starts almost like a journey that they're getting ready to embark on together. So that's kind of how he described it. But people loved getting caught up in how black folk kind of like wax poetic, or how we kind of like talk shit, or how we kind of get to that space of telling it like it is. You know what I mean? But what people like Cat Williams do is he feeds into the underdog and the loser and the paranoid scared little kid in you, the person who's afraid, who suspects this person in betrayal and stuff like that. Someone who often thinks of negative things, because that will always work if you're trying to get attention, right? And that's kind of what he's speaking to. Like he's not really like he didn't say, oh well, Shannon's going to happen. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon, I'm sorry. Well, that's embarrassing. He didn't know what was going to happen to Shannon. Like I said before, he was saying that based off of the history in America, right? But anywho, after listening to the Angry Man, listening to like people like Coach Greg Adams, I realized how much like this country does not want men to be happy and don't want men to be happy on their terms. And Angry Man made a really interesting comparison between Tracy Ellis Ross and Shannon Sharp. I'm like, damn, she can get up there and feel comfortable talking about basically begging men half her age. You know what I'm saying? And you know that she's not in a relationship with these guys. These guys are just having sex with her. That's it. That nigga Coach said she gonna buy that nigga 5 pairs of sneakers. He gonna be out. All right, man. It's pretty late, man. I gotta go, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna see y'all later.
Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja.
All right, subscribe to the channel. Peace.
I see you, little